হ্যালো এভরিওয়ান, ওয়েলকাম টু ব্যাক মাই চ্যানেল। অ্যান্ড আজকে আমরা জানবো ফ্রি রেডিও, সলমান রুশদির লেখা ফ্রি রেডিও সম্পর্কে। তো চলো, লেটস স্টার্ট। সামারি অফ দ্য স্টোরি অ্যাবাউট দ্য ফ্রি রেডিও বাই সলমান রুশদি. The narrator of the story is an old man, a retired school teacher. He tells the story of Ramani, a rickshawala who is young and good looking. He rides a rickshaw that is inherited from his father. He is seduced by a thief's widow. The widow is attractive and vicious. She is 10 years older than Ramani and has 5 children from his previous marriage. She is poor as the thief didn't leave her any money. The narrator does not approve the relationship of Ramani and thief's widow. The narrator tells the story of the Ramani and the thief's widow meet. One day, Ramani rides the rickshaw into town. The thief's widow and her children catch Ramani's rickshaw. The narrator implies that the widow wants to prove that she can afford a ride in a rickshaw even though her children must be hungry. The narrator thinks that the thief's widow is a prostitute and she decides then to seduce Ramani. The narrator has a vested interest in snatching Ramani out of the widow's clutches because he used to know Ramani's parents but in vain. After that, Ramani and the thief's widow are seen everywhere in public. The narrator is glad that Ramani's mother is dead because otherwise her face would have fallen off from shame. Ramani gets into bad company. He starts drinking illegal liquor in the back of the Ironies canteen. Ramani's friends wear the armbands of the new youth movement. Ramani has no armband, but his new accountants exert a strong influence on him. The armband youth always say that Ramani is handsome and should be a film star. This flattery is designed to con Ramani out of free drink and money at cards. The widow only makes the situation worse by reinforce Ramani's dreams about becoming a film star. The narrator owns other hears the widow flattering Ramani in public. From this day on, the narrator has a feeling of impending disaster. The next day, the widow comes to the bania shop. The narrator decides to get involved for the sake of Ramani's dead parent. The narrator uses his social status for force the widow to talk to him. The narrator tells the widow that she should stop seeing Ramani. The widow responds in the following way: "Let me talk to Mr. Teacher Sahib retired. That young Ramani has asked to marry me, and I have no say because I wish no more children, and he is a young man and should have his own show. So tell that to the whole world and stop your cobra poison." From then on, the narrator takes less interest in Ramani's affairs as he thinks that there is nothing more he can do. So there are more interesting things appearing in town. The local health officer has spotted a white caravan in the street. The vehicle, guarded by the armband youths, is used for sterilizing men. At this time, Ramani starts dreaming about receiving a transistor radio as a gift from the central government in Delhi. So everyone is convinced that Ramani makes this up due to his predilection for fantasies. The boy believes in his dream and seems to be happier than at any other point in his life. Soon after Ramani and the widow get married, the narrator accosts Ramani to ask him if he has been to the caravan. Ramani implies that he has because he is in love with the widow. The narrator says my idiot child, you have let that woman deprive you of your manhood. Ramani replies, it does not stop love making or anything. Excuse me, teacher Sahib, for speaking of such a things. It stopped babies only, and my woman did not want children anymore. So now all is 100% okay. Also, it is a national interest. Ramani adds that his free radio is sure to arrive shortly as a thank you gift from the government. The narrator doesn't tell Ramani that the radio scheme was abandoned many years ago. After that, the widow is seen rarely in town, but Ramani is seen working more every time. Every time he rides through town, he puts his hand up on his ear and mimic radio broadcast. The community is almost fooled into thinking that Ramani has the real thing. Ramani continues to carry an visible radio, but he seems strained from his fate of imagination. The radio had divined that Ramani had poured in the idea of the radio all his worries and regret regrets about what he had done, and that if the dream were to die, he had been forced to face the full gravity of his crime against his own body, to understand that the thief's widow had turned him, before she married him, into a thief of a stupid and terrible king, because she had made him rob himself. The white caravan is back in town. Ramani waits a few days, hoping that government officials will bring the radio to his place. On the third day, he rides to a caravan with the widow. Ramani comes into the caravan alone. After a while, there is a sound of disagreement. Ramani, visibly beaten, is marched out of the caravan by his armed friends. One day Ramani sells his rickshaw and tells the narrator that he and his family are leaving for Bombay to fulfill his dream of becoming a minister. After a few months, the narrator receives a letter from Ramani. The teacher deduce it was dictated to a professional letter writers. As Ramani cannot write, the narrator received more letters filled with stories from Ramani's new life. According to the letter, the rickshaw rider's talent was discovered at once, and now he lives the excellent life of a rich film star. So আমরা এখানেই শেষ করছি, এবং তোমরা যদি এর বাংলা গল্পটি শুনতে চাও বাংলাতে পরিপূর্ণ, অর্থাৎ দ্য ফ্রি রেডিও বাই সালমান রুশদি এর বিষয়বস্তুতে সামারি বা থিম যদি শুনতে চাও বাংলাতে, তাহলে অবশ্যই কমেন্টে জানাবে। আর ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে অবশ্যই লাইক, কমেন্ট আর সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন। আর যদি কোনো প্রবলেম, ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ ফেস এনি প্রবলেম, ইউ ক্যান কমেন্ট ইন দ্য কমেন্ট সেকশন, অ্যান্ড you can, if you need any kind of literary features or literary study, you can inform in the comment section and I will post for you. Okay.